안녕하세요. 여보세요. 감사합니다. Hello and thank you. We're back with Mamamoo. This is relatively new. I think this only dropped like about maybe a week ago. Of course, everything's been kind of crazy, but I can try to get back into the groove here. Checking out some more videos and songs. And so it's cool that we get, of course, Mamamoo, they're kind of, they're launching their comeback, right? Like they're going to drop another song, GGBB pretty soon. This video was like, I believe that this was the pre-release track for this comeback. And they're also going on tour too. Kind of surprising. They're actually going to be here before Twice does. But, you know, I think I found out maybe after the fact. If I had anything left over after securing my Twice tickets and everything, then I would be there. But but I just don't have it. I don't have enough right now. But this is definitely a group that I would enjoy very much. Hopefully, you know, I'll get to see them someday. There's a definite list of groups that I think would be great to go and catch a live show. And so this is a song, I believe, well, it's called Chico Malo, which is Spanish for like bad guy, bad dude, kind of, you know. And what is I think the Korean title is, what is it? It's Nabun Nom, which is Hangul for meaning with the same meaning, right? Like sort of like the bad boy or the bad dude or whatever. And so it's pretty interesting. It looks really interesting too, like visually. I think this is going to be fun. And yeah, so let's just check it out. Let's just get right into this.
금음달 기웃대던 하늘 위에 별빛만 가득한디 행여나 떠나간 고운내님 오매불망한단 말이오. 나쁜 놈이라 심리도 못 가 발병이 나련마는 외롭게 선이 낸 없음 물 한 잔에 눈물 짓고 달빛 따라 노래하니.
나쁜 놈 못깨지 너는 3대 도둑놈 드라따다다다 이도 저도 아니지 그저 그런 놈이니까 나를 siempre goodbye 가지 말라고 그땐 붙잡았지 이해해야지 도라이였었니 언제 오시려나 님 찾아보네 내 손이 떨리는구나 피고치는 자꾸들은 내 뜻도 몰라주네 나 이렇게 아픈 거길 따라 사뿐 치려 밟아 지저귀는 새도 구슬프게 웃네 나쁜 놈 못깨지 너는 3대 도둑놈 사랑한다 거짓말한 나쁜 놈 미미미미와 이 나쁜 놈 지지지지와 어쩌시고 달 따러 간다더니 기침소리 없이 너는 날 떠나갔구나 어매물만 기다리지 않아 난 좋다는 님 찾아 나도 떠나가리요 지나가는 전화 그네요 괜히 척하지 말고 그냥 옆에 놔 착한 놈 똑하나 받아라겠다 내가 뭘 못해줬니 네가 원하는 건 다 들어줬지 다 잊어먹었니 언제 오시려나 님 찾아보네 이제 나 다 지워놔 보다 나 잊어놔봐 피고치는 자꾸들은 내 뜻도 몰라주네 나 이렇게 아픈 거길 따라 올까 나쁜 너 못깨진 너는 3대 도둑 너 사랑한다 거짓말은 No 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 들었다 대날 두고 떠나 심리도 못가 Chico Malo 나쁜 너 못깨진 너는 3대 도둑 너 나쁜 너 열레 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 날 두고 떠나 심리도 못가 이 나쁜 너
Oh man, this goes hard, man. Like this goes way. I mean, I just wasn't expecting this. This is really cool. This is got a lot of the elements that I enjoy a lot, right? Because first of all, that opening sequence, the more traditional I believe that's what the pansori is, right? It's a type of theater, with some musical accompaniment. It's a much more traditional Korean form, and that was a super interesting sound. Now, of course, it's not the first time that I've seen a traditional Korean performance. We did check out the Arirang Sateriang performance, which was an incredible. And there's so many elements in this with the gayagum, with that flute instrument as well, and the drum also, right? These are much more traditional instruments, and they're used very cleverly in this mix. There's also a blend, just going off of the title, right? Like a Chico Malo. So there's a little bit of a Latin, Spanish type of influence in here. This early on, maybe in the first verse, there's this particular phrase that ends, and there's this wonderful classical guitar run. It's a bit of a lick, a bit of a scalar type of movement, scalar pattern, and but it sounds like Spanish guitar, nylon strings and everything, but it was really cool. It's such a great mix, man. When the track mix comes in, right? Because you get this really traditional sound at first, and then all of a sudden you get hit with like this bass and this trap hat work that's going on, and the way that they keep dropping the beat in certain sections, it's like part of the cadence almost. They do it so regularly. There's also a lot of emphasis on upbeats too. Like there's some really cool electric guitar work that's going on also that sounds very like reggae inspired. It's because they're playing the upbeats, they're playing the ands. It's still somewhat minimalistic. I mean, essentially, like that's the approach, but there's so many different elements of the mix, and they're all like it's just spaced out very, very efficiently, so it stays extremely busy despite being relatively minimalistic in the overall approach of the song. And then you get a lot like those sort of Latin sounds when it goes double time later on. You get that sort of dance beat that comes in. But I heard all, so you have synth bass and percussion, you have electric guitar, you have classical guitar, you have the gayagum, you have the drum, the traditional drum and flute sounds. There was a strings running there towards the end. I mean, this is like, there's so many different sounds in this. Man, like, I wasn't expecting there to be such a such a variety of different sounds, like coming from all over the place, man. Different time periods and different countries and different styles, and like it's a wild mix. It's a wild mix, dude. And it works so well. Like, it works extremely well. It's impressive, man. It's impressive. Okay, so
금음달 기웃대던 하늘 위에 별빛만 가득한디 행여나 떠나간 고운 내님 오매불만.
So, Gayagum, right, in the beginning, doom, right, and then I believe that was his slight little flurry or trill on the flute, doodle-doot, really almost muted, like the pitch wasn't really intonated all that clearly, right? It's just intentionally more airy, as opposed to producing the pitch. And then, of course, the drum work that's going on. This is a very interesting. It's just almost like poetry, right? Like the way that it's spoken, isn't it? It sounds that way. Like, you know what I mean? It sounds like it reads that way.
나쁘디 나쁜 놈이라 심리도 못 가 발병이 나련만은 외롭게 선인의 녹슨 물 한 잔에 눈물 짓고 달빛 따라 노래하니.
Gong hit. Also visually, really incredible stuff, man. And again, the same thing with the visuals, right? Because obviously that intro sequence right there, that's all traditional stuff, traditional dress, traditional instruments, traditional sounds, traditional form. And we get this sort of like empty backdrop, space, right? Like it's not a very definite setting. It's rather vague because of the way everything is sort of heavy shadow, right? There's no like urban or rural type of background that's going on here. It's all subjective, right? And it's sort of contrasted with the modern elements, like this furniture. This is all very modern, and even their garments here is a modern take on traditional dress, right? Like, that's not exactly traditional. It's not exactly period. Some of the cuts are different. Later on, when they show the shoes, like, that's completely modern, but it's elements of both. Just another thing, like, not just in the audio but also in the visual. Okay, so that beat drop, man. Oh, first of all, the guitar comes in, and you can feel that almost reggae type of, you hear the upbeats, right? Like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and like that's what the guitar is sort of emphasizing. And then when this beat drops, it's like we've gone so far. We've totally time traveled, right, from like the traditional sound into something extremely contemporary. And it happened like that, like maybe like 1 8-bar phrase or something. Just that gentle sort of intro. It was crazy. Right there, dee-da-dee-dee-da-dee-dee-da-dee-ding. Total Spanish guitar sound. Like, that was incredible. That's a really nice sound. Rather, what would you say? It's like a bit ponticello, right? It's like a little bit more brittle sounding, and but still very nicely played. So smooth. One lolly, two lolly, three lolly for little triplets, right? A little triplet scalar pattern. It just works so well. It's just to cap up that phrase there. But it works so well.
언제 오시려나 님 찾아보네 내 손이 떨리는구나
So good. The way the Gayagum sound is incorporated there. It's so good, dude. So we just had also a shift in style, right? From the sort of trap sound of the verse, and then this pre-chorus sound. This was totally different, right? There was some sort of bass style, like much more dance style, much more of a contemporary dance type of groove that was going on. Also, there's a lot of interesting stuff going on with the vocal work. There's all types of dynamic things that are going on. You have like these airy sort of melodic deliveries, and then you also have very sotto voce, almost whispery type of things going on. We really only have who is it? It's Solar and Moonbyul, right? Since it's not the whole group that's performing. We mainly just have these two. But they're moving and changing up their dynamics and all of this stuff constantly throughout. Like it's really intense. It's extremely measured. Like you not even getting through an entire verse section or chorus section without some sort of dynamic shift, either up or down. I mean, it's extremely competent delivery on these vocals, which makes sense because this is Mamamoo. But I mean, it's a subtle thing. It's one of those things where it's like they're making it look easy, but it's not easy. It's really isn't. This is it takes not just a talent, but like you have to be really sure of yourself to pull off this type of vocal performance and vocal delivery. You have to be extremely confident. I mean, you got to be feeling it. Like you have to be feeling this. You know what I mean? In order to pull this off. Beat drop at the top of a measure. 어쩌시고 달 따러 간다더니 기침소리 없이 너는 날 떠나갔구나 어매물만 기다리지 않아 난 좋다는 님 찾아 나도 떠나가리요 지나가면 전화 그네요 괜히 척하지 말고 그냥 옆에 놔 Okay, two different rhythmic patterns, right? For each part here, each character. Like it's very specific, right? Like the rhythmic pattern that was the first part, and then the answer to it, right? This is a dialogue that's going on between these two voices in this song, and it's really reinforced by the difference in the rhythms that they're using on this part. It's also this song goes really hard, man. Like this is going hard. This is what I'm even this because this is the rap section. But I'm telling you, like, you have to be really, really confident in order to pull any of this off. This is fun in many different ways. Performance-wise, production-wise, composition-wise, production-wise, as far as the audio. it's extremely engaging as far as both a song and a video. This is really, really fun.
착한 놈 똑하나 봐달라겠다 내가 뭘 못해줬니 네가 원하는 건 다 들어줬지 다 잊어먹었니 언제 오시려나 님 찾아보네 이제 나더 지워놔 보다 나 잊었나 봐 피고지는 자꾸들은 내 뜻도
That flute sound, that's so good, dude. Wild change up. Crazy. That was madness. Dude, the bass is wild, dude. It's like, oh man. It does that, the way that it's handled in the production, it swells, like it kind of bubbles up. It's crazy. This is a crazy song. Like this is incredibly it's nuts, dude. It's nuts. This is madness. Definitely a dance rhythm. See? Like you feel it as soon as it comes in. As soon as you get that boom, tip-pat, boom, tip-pat, like you totally feel the dance rhythm there, the steps and everything. But what a crazy mix, dude! Like this, from its conception, just writing this, like trying to write this. This is a crazy song. It's incredibly good. Like it works really well. Because everything is so competently done. There's wild stuff going on in this mix, though, man. Well, it's transitions between some of these sections is just like it's incredibly aggressive. Just to pull it off, you can't hold back. On any of this to make to make this song work, you have to lean into it like totally, completely. You cannot, there can be no uncertainty whatsoever, because everything about this is extremely like assertive. It goes very, very hard. But what a fantastic mix, dude! I would like, just everything, absolutely everything used in the mix, all of these different, more traditional sounding instruments mixed with some synth bass and also a little bit of there were some other synth elements in there as well. I believe what the flute plays coming out of that second verse, there's a synth part. At least it sounded more like synth during the first verse. But just the use of all of those traditional instruments, this is a like it would be fun. It would be fun to do it live, but this is definitely like a studio showstopper for sure. It's quite a performance, dude. Like this as a concept, because it's all. I guess that's the so in the beginning, that intro sequence is establishing the concept or sort of establishing the narrative, and then the actual song, you get much more the acting of the story, right, between the two characters, and it's just very, very fun. Their back and forth sort of interactions in some of the sections, and it's really, really good, man. It's really good. I was not expecting like, any of this. Not really the style, not really certainly not the mix, certainly not everything that was used in the mix. This is wild. It's wildly good. Like, you know what I mean? It's crazy good, but it's also like, it's a little bit of, it's kind of like madness. You know what I mean? Just to like we're gonna do this. You know what I mean? Like, we're gonna do this. Just trust me. Just lean into it, right? Like, just go for it, and it'll work. Cause but it's great. Crazy dynamics in the vocals, constantly shifting, constantly moving. Rap section was insane. Just, they both did it so well. And all of that stuff goes together. The performance, the delivery, the mix, all of this goes together to actually pull off this concept and this entire performance that's going on. It's fantastic, man. It's fantastic. Wait a minute. Am I seeing this right? Are they flipping off the camera? That's what it looks like? Oh my goodness. Wild. Isn't that what they're doing? That's what it looks like, man. Wildly aggressive stuff, man. Wildly. That was crazy. That's a crazy song, and that's a crazy video, man. But that's super cool. That's super cool. That's everything. That's everything. That's everything. That's like, it had everything in it, like a little bit of everything, and it was wildly good, wildly entertaining stuff, man. This is I'm definitely curious as to the next song that's gonna drop, right? The GGBB song that's coming out, and video also. I don't think it's out yet. I know the two teasers are out, but I don't think the actual video has dropped. But holy heck, man! I mean, that was really cool. That was really cool to also to try, sort of get back into the swing of it too. That was wild. I did not anticipate that song was going to be like that. It's a more aggressive side of Mamamoo that I have seen, right? Because I haven't heard it all. I haven't seen it all yet, for sure. So for my experience, I was like, whoa, this is really, it was fun. It was fun. Everything about it was fun. So Mamamoo Chico Malo. Yeah, it was a bad song. Bad like it, like, oh, that was bad, man. That like cool, right? Bad dude, bad song. Kind of crazy, but really good, really fun.